So I want to talk a little bit about how to pick out crankbaits for early season walleye fishing. Early season meaning cold water typically. So what I want to look at is the different flickers that are available. You know, the common ones are the Flicker Shad and the Flicker Minnow. The first thing you'll want to look at with these baits is stay small early in the year. A couple different reasons. Typically the smaller baits are going to be a little bit more subtle action. A lot of times these fish aren't real aggressive in the cold water, so the subtle actions are going to be better. But probably the most important thing is that a lot of times early in the year, the bait fish that they're eating is actually small. So this actually matches the size of what they're used to eating. So again, Flicker Shads and Flicker Minnows. Now there's a couple of new baits out. One that works really good early is the shallow Flicker Shad. It's basically a Flicker Shad body with the smaller bill on it. What that's going to allow you to do is fish it up shallower. Whether you're trolling it or casting it to a shoreline, this isn't going to dive quite as deep. And remember, a lot of times these fish are up shallow in the spring because that's where the warmer water is. So the shallow Flicker Shad is a great choice. Now, one interesting one that you might not think of as a shallow water, cold weather bait is the jointed Flicker Shad. Now, a lot of times when you think of a jointed bait like this, you're thinking high action, you're thinking summertime baits. What's interesting about this bait is it runs great at really slow speeds. And oftentimes in the early season, you're going to be retrieving real slow if you're casting, or if you're trolling, you're going to be down in that 1.2, 1.5 mile an hour. This bait has a great action at that speed. It's got a nice roll to it, and that tail wagging back there a lot of times will trigger them. So the Flicker family works year-round. Just remember, early on, go small, go subtle, but don't be afraid to look at that jointed. It'll catch you some walleyes.